Are you making yourself a goal of getting more leads in 2020 and killing your sales from last year? Watch this video as I'll share some tips with you on how you can make that happen. Thank you so much for being here. For more tips on how you can use technology in real estate to grow your business, then please click on the subscribe button below and hit the bell to be notified of when I post a new video every Wednesday. The year is slowly winding down and you need to start thinking about how you can get more leads next year, how you can increase your goal, and what you need to do in order to get that goal. By the end of this video, I will share some tips with you so you can crush it for the year 2020. I've been doing lead generation for years now and bringing leads in on a consistent basis, which helps me to consistently rank in the top 1% for all of Century 21 in Canada. And this is all thanks to just the systems that I have in place. First thing you need to do is think of your goal for next year. What is the total dollar amount you'd like to see next year? Most people like to do dollar amount now. Other people can do it in different areas, but just for the sake of this video and making it simple, let's stick on the dollar amount. So from there, you now need to reverse engineer it. Think, how much roughly do I get from one house sale? Take that amount, divide that by the total amount you want to make in the year. Now you know how many house sales you need to make in a year. Divide that by 12, and there you go. You have your number broke down per month of how many houses you need to sell. Now, I know this may sound silly and really simple, but surprisingly, there's a lot of people who aren't doing this. They think, oh yeah, this is my goal, I'll strive for that. They kind of forget about it. They go partway through the year, they get near the end of the year, and all of a sudden they panic, and then they're stressed out because they're like, I didn't get anywhere near my goal, I didn't do what I needed to do. I just went completely off track. So trust me, it helps. You need to have that system in place to do this. Now that you have an idea of where you need to be per month, I mean, everybody's going to have a different number, but again, just for round numbers, let's say that number is 4. So now you need to make 4 sales a month. How many leads do you need to bring in to account for 4 sales? Research shows from lots of people dealing with leads, a good conversion rate would be 5%. Now again, some of these leads, when you talk about that, they could take a long time. So don't think of this as immediate. It's not like if I'm getting, with a 5% conversion rate, you'd need 80 leads a month. So if I'm getting 80, that guaranteed I'm going to have that 4. Some of those, I mean, 2 or 3 of those may be a year down the road. We never know, but at least you've got to start, something to work off of, that knowing you need to be bringing in about 80 leads a month if you want to try to get 4 sales. Now, of course, you may get business from elsewhere too, from past customers, referrals, the odd sign call. So this lead thing isn't going to be your be-all, end-all, and this is all you have to focus on. But again, like I said, this is a good start. If you can do this and start generating these leads and get some sales in the door, anything else that comes in after this is just bonus. So I know what the next question is, how do I get 80 leads a month? So let's dive in and take a look. How many leads would you like to receive in a month? Comment below and let me know. Again, with anything, there's so many different avenues you can take in order to get leads. One of the most successes that I've had, though, as you can tell from my prior videos, is through social media. So let's focus on that for today and see where you can start generating leads through social media. First of all, I do encourage you to check out my prior videos where I do explain further in depth on lead generation in Facebook and Instagram. I will post one of them up here. Go check those out, as it's going to give you a better understanding after this video, just a little more in depth on how to get those leads. One of the best ways and the most traction I've had is being the digital mayor in your community. So you need to start thinking of videos that you can produce on a weekly basis through all your social media channels, whether that's doing park profiles, restaurant reviews, school profiles, events in your community, what your community has to offer, some of the history of your community, or more nostalgic type posts. If you can release 1 video a week for the next year, you will absolutely crush it within your community and get a ton of eyeballs on your content just from all the good information you're providing to your community. So just from those ideas that I gave you, you need to start jotting them down and think of a bunch more. If you start to branch off any of these ideas, you're going to find it's going to be really easy to find 52 ideas that's going to take you through the next year. So even if you just stick with 1, talking about restaurant reviews, you don't just do a bunch of restaurants and put it in 1 video. You do 1 restaurant per video. So you could do top 10 burger joints. Start with number 10 and work you all the way down to 1. There you go. Right there alone is 10 weeks. Now if you take schools, branch them down. Maybe you have different types of food. Maybe it's a seafood or Italian. You could do your parks, and if you do them all in lists, you're gonna easily be able to come up with 52. The next thing when you have all these ideas is you have to batch your videos. This has been the most important for myself and has helped me be productive. If you try to do one video a week, you're just gonna burn yourself out and you're gonna find it's too much. So you need to take, say, 4 of those ideas and film them all in one day. Just take the day to do filming, and now you've got all your content for the next almost month. Whereas if you're trying to do it every week and you're playing catch up, maybe you got 1 week that's busy, again, you're gonna fall behind, you're gonna burn out, and you're just gonna give up. So my recommendation, batch them. If you're doing 4 at a time, that's only 12 times in a year that you gotta set a day aside to get everything filmed. Next thing you need to do is to watch my video on gaining leads on Instagram, which I've got right here. It's going to give you a better understanding of how to set up your Instagram profile, what you need to post on Instagram, how to have your page looking, going through other things like stories, and just start gaining a following. If you can start this today, I guarantee you, look a year from now and you do this consistently, your social media is going to look vastly different than what it did 1 year prior. Take myself, for example. I just started my Instagram page less than a year ago. It was months ago, and already over 2,000 people. So if I look back a year prior, I would have said not a chance that I would have that type of following and I'd be getting the leads through Instagram that I'm getting. So for sure, go check that video out, get that set up. And then if you start doing that and cross-promoting your ideas on Instagram, putting them to Facebook and vice versa, you're going to see quite the growing and quite the following. So now we have a plan for the next year, growing your social media, how you can get more leads. But I know what you're going to ask. So how can I start getting some leads today? Because everything I'm doing here is going to be building for the future. And if you're wanting to start your lead generation today, by far, the number one success I've had and the thing I am most passionate about that I believe you can do is Facebook ads. So I'm sure you've heard some people talk, everybody's saying Facebook ads don't work. Well, guess what? My rebuttal to that is if they don't work, you aren't doing them correctly. And I'm sorry if I'm so blunt, but it's the truth. I'm a part of a lot of Facebook groups. I've studied and researched a ton of time on Facebook ads, and I can tell you they work. And doesn't matter what market you're in, they work. And if they're not, you just haven't taken the time to learn it, do it properly, and figure out a way that will work. Like anything, you can do something right, you can do it wrong, and if it's not working, you gotta switch it up and make it so it will work. The nice thing with Facebook ads is you can control your leads, so you're more in the driver's seat now than you are with these real estate lead generation sites. If they ever go down, you don't have that data, they're gone. So with this, you've got more control. You're bringing in the leads. Depending on the amount you're spending, you can control how many leads you want to bring in. Like I said, you just have a lot more control over Facebook ads than you do anything else. So once you start bringing in Facebook leads, now you know your cost per lead and how much you would have to spend in order to increase your leads and maybe get it to that 80 leads a month. So again, that's the beauty with Facebook. You can track all that. You can go in the analytics and you can see exactly what you need to do, what you need to spend, in order to bring in those leads. I strongly encourage you to watch another video of mine, right here. This is the one where I go in depth showing you how to set up an actual Facebook ad. The misconception with lots of realtors, they think if you just post something on Facebook and you spend money on it, that's a Facebook ad, whereas that's a boost. That's totally separate. In order to do an effective Facebook ad, you need to go in the back end. You need to set up certain audiences. You need to give somebody something so that in return, they will give you their name, their number, and their email address. So the one that I've had the most success on is when you're creating lists for people. If you've got a certain neighborhood that's really popular and maybe expensive, you could find a list of homes that are under that average price in there so people can see, I can actually get a house for $400,000 in this neighborhood. Yeah, I want to download the list and see what type of homes they have available within that price range. I do share that in my video as an example, and that's more of a way on how you can generate leads versus just boosting a Facebook post, which is a completely separate matter and doesn't work. So like I said again before, once you know your costs, you can start controlling your leads. So for example, if you're spending $500 a month and that's getting you 100 leads, and maybe you're converting 4 of those into customers, for round numbers, let's say those 4 sales are bringing in $10,000 in commission. If you're getting $10,000 of commission off of that and spending $500, why wouldn't you spend the $1,000 if it's working for you? And now you're bringing in 200 leads, which is 8 sales and $20,000 commission. Now, again, I don't encourage people overspending until they do get to know the system. But I mean, if one is working for you and they are coming in, imagine what happens if you double that and you start doubling the leads coming in. Again, the beauty with Facebook ads. So once you have all these plans into place for next year and you watch my prior videos on how to set up these ads, I mean, from there, the sky's the limit. All of you have enormous potential. If you put these systems into place, you follow all these guidelines, you're going to have a great 2020. Trust me, I love doing this. Nothing would make me happier than somebody reaching out to me 1 year from now and saying, because of what we did here, we absolutely killed it. We doubled our revenue. I'd love it. So please, guys, get out there. Start implementing this. I know you can do it. Good luck. Happy planning. So now that you have a goal for 2020 and you're wanting to crush it, but maybe you're wanting a couple more ideas for your video, then you're going to want to check out the description below and click on my free guide where I have 10 video ideas that have 10 times my social media leads. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it, commenting, subscribing, and sharing with anyone else you may find this beneficial for. Also, if you are needing more help with this, more assistance, I would be more than happy to help out. So please comment below with the word help and I will reach out to you. Don't forget to check out my prior videos on real estate video marketing ideas and getting more leads on Instagram.